Good morning, students. Welcome back to Biology class, Chapter 3, Plant Kingdom, Part 4. Plant kingdom includes algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Algae are chlorophyll-bearing, simple, thalloid, autotrophic, and aquatic organisms. Depending on the type of pigments possessed and the type of stored food, algae are classified into three classes: Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, and Rhodophyceae. Algae usually reproduce vegetatively by fragmentation, asexually by formation of different types of spores, zoospores, and sexually by formation of gametes, which may be isogamy, anisogamy, or oogamy. Bryophytes are plants which can live in soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. So, they are called amphibians of the plant kingdom. Their plant body is more differentiated than that of algae. It is thallus-like and prostrate or erect and attached to the substratum by rhizoids. They possess root-like, leaf-like, and stem-like structures. The bryophytes are divided into liverworts and mosses. The plant body of liverworts is thalloid and dorsiventral, where mosses have upright, slender axes bearing spirally arranged leaves. The main plant body of a bryophyte is gamete producing gametophyte. It bears the male sex organs are called antheridia and the female sex organs are called archegonia. The male and female gametes fuse to form zygote, which produces a multicellular body called a sporophyte. First, that is the gametophyte. Second, it is the sporophyte, that is the plant body. It produces haploid spores. The spores germinate to form again the gametophytes. In pteridophytes, the main plant is a sporophyte, which is differentiated into true root, stem, and leaves. These organs possess well differentiated vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. So they are known as the vascular plants. The sporophytes bear sporangia, which produce spores. The spores germinate to form gametophyte, which require cool place to grow. The gametophyte bear male and female sex organs called antheridia and archegonia. Water is required for transfer of male gametes to archegonium, where zygote is formed after fertilization. The zygote produces a sporophyte. The gymnosperms are the plants which ovules are not enclosed by any ovary wall. So, the gymnosperms are known as the naked seeds. After fertilization, the seeds remain exposed and therefore these plants are called the naked seeded plants. The gymnosperms produce microspores and megaspores, which is produced in microsporangia and megasporangia borne on the sporophylls in the leaf. The sporophylls, there are two types, microsporophylls and megasporophylls, are arranged spirally on axis to form male and female cones. The pollen grain germinates and pollen tube releases the male gamete into the ovule, where it fuses with the egg cell in archegonia. Following fertilization, the zygote develops into embryo and the ovules into seeds. Now, today's class we are going to discuss about the last group of plants, that is the angiosperms. Angiosperms are known as the flowering plants. Flowers are the region for the sexual reproduction. It contains the pollen grains and ovules. Pollen grain is the male gametophyte and ovules are the female gametophyte. In angiosperms, the seeds are enclosed by fruits. They are a large group of plants occurring in a wide range of habitat. They range in size from tiny, microscopic flowering plant, that is the smallest flower is the Wolffia plant. It is an aquatic plant, free floating thallus, green or yellow green in color. Tall trees, eucalyptus, that is the tallest angiosperm. Eucalyptus, they provide us with food, fodder, fuel, medicines and several other commercially important products. Angiosperms are divided into two classes, dicotyledons and the monocotyledons. The dicotyledons are characterized by having two cotyledons in their seeds, while the monocotyledons have only one. The male sex organs in a flower is the stamen. Each stamen consists of a slender filament with an anther at the tip. The anther following meiosis produces pollen grains. The female sex organs in a flower is the pistil or the carpel. Pistil consists of an ovary enclosing one or many ovules. Within ovules are present highly reduced female gametophytes is known as embryo sac. The embryo sac formation is preceded by meiosis. Hence, each of the cells of an embryo sac is haploid. Each embryo sac has a three-celled egg apparatus, one egg cell and two synergids, three antipodal cells and two polar nuclei in the middle. The polar nuclei eventually fuse to produce a diploid secondary nucleus. Pollen grain, after dispersal from the anthers, carried by different types of the agencies like wind, water, insects, reaching to the stigma of a pistil. This is called pollination. The pollen grains germinate on the stigma and the resulting pollen tubes grow through the tissues of stigma and style and reach to the ovule. The pollen tubes enter the embryo sac where two male gametes are discharged. One of the male gamete fuses with the egg cell to form a zygote. That process is called syngamy. Syn means fusion, gamy means the gametes. Fusion of the gametes, male and female gametes, is called syngamy. And the other male gamete fuses with the diploid secondary nucleus to produce the triploid primary endosperm nucleus. Primary endosperm nucleus, capital letter PEN. Because of the involvement of two fusions, syngamy and the second triploid fusion, this event is called double fertilization, an event unique to angiosperms. The zygote develops into an embryo with one or two cotyledons and the primary endosperm nucleus develops into endosperm which provides nourishment to the developing embryo. The synergids and antipodals degenerate after fertilization. During these events, the ovules develop into seeds and the ovary develops into the fruit. Okay, the life cycle of an angiosperm, just watch it. Now, In angiosperms, the male sex organs are called the stamen and the female sex organs are the pistil, are born in the flower. Each stamen consists of a filament and an anther connected by the style. The anther produces pollen grains, male gametophyte, after meiosis. The pistil consists of an ovary enclosing one to many ovules. Within the ovule is the female gametophyte or the embryo sac, which contains the egg cell. The pollen tube enters the embryo sac where two male gametes are discharged. One male gamete fuses with the egg cell, that is called syngamy, and the other fuses with the diploid secondary nucleus, that is called triple fusion. This phenomenon of two fusions is called double fertilization and is unique to angiosperms. The angiosperms are divided into two classes, dicotyledons and the monocotyledons. In plants, both haploid and diploid cells can divide by mitosis. This ability leads to the formation of different plant bodies, haploid and diploid. The haploid plant body produces gametes by mitosis. This plant body represents the gametophyte. Gametes producing body is called gametophyte. Gametes, sex cells. Following fertilization, the zygote also divides by mitosis to produce a diploid sporophytic plant body. That is the plant body, sporophytic. Haploid spores are produced by the plant body by meiosis. These in turn divide by mitosis to form a haploid plant body once again. Thus, during the life cycle of any sexually reproducing plant, there is an alternation of generation between gamete producing haploid gametophyte and spore producing diploid sporophyte. Different plant groups and individuals representing different patterns of life cycle. The first one, it is the haplondic life cycle. Sporophyte generation is represented only by one-celled zygote. There are no free-living sporophyte. Meiosis in the zygote results in the formation of haploid spores. The haploid spores divide mitotically and form a gametophyte. The dominant photosynthetic phase in such plants is the free-living gametophyte. This kind of life cycle is termed haplondic life cycle. Here the sporophytic, it is a very less time. The gametophyte considering the more time. These examples are algae like Volvox, Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas, etc. The second group, it is the diplondic life cycle. It is the type of the diploid sporophyte is dominant, photosynthetic, independent phases of the plant. The gametophytic phase is represented by the single to few celled haploid gametophyte. This kind of life cycle is termed diplondic life cycle. All seed-bearing plants, gymnosperms and angiosperms, follow the pattern of diplondic life cycle. Bryophytes and pteridophytes exhibit an intermediate condition, that is equally they are dividing haplodiplondic life cycle. Both the phases are multicellular. They differ in their dominant phases. A dominant, independent, photosynthetic, thalloid represented by a haploid gametophyte, and it alternates with the short-lived multicellular sporophyte, totally or partially dependent on the gametophyte for its anchorage and nutrition. All bryophytes represents the haplodiplondic life cycle. The diploid sporophyte is represented by a dominant, independent, photosynthetic, vascular body. It alternates with a multicellular, saprophytic or autotrophic, independent, short-lived haploid gametophyte. Such pattern is known as haplodiplontic life cycle. All the pteridophytes exhibit this pattern. The most algal genera are haplodic, some of such as Ectocarpus, Polysiphonia. Kelps are haplodiplontic. Fucus algae is an diplontic. These two are the exceptional cases. Thank you.